friends! In this video we will get acquainted with the updates to the collection of the respected Italian brand Sicis, which is known to many people first and foremost for its mosaics, but has been making a full-fledged collection for interiors for a long time now. This year's booth concept is called Eklektikos, which translates from Greek eclectic, of course. We'll walk with you through several areas that show the possibilities of combining existing products with new products and, of course, with updates of different furniture finishes, wet-rit and fabrics. There are plenty of details to pay attention to here. We start with the Secret Garden. It's a wonderful greenhouse done in 19th century style. Such bourgeois gardens have become very fashionable, and here we certainly see these botanical motifs. They can also be seen in the Niels and Amaretto chairs upholstery, which we already know, but I would like to pay special attention to the Jakarta light fixtures. They are really intended to be used on the terrace, because they have a special impregnation that firstly allows them to hold this great shape, and secondly, this impregnation results in uniform light distribution, while the light is very soft. As said, these are outdoor luminaires. They are protected from effects of the weather and the sun. We should also pay attention to the original mosaic craftsmanship of Sicis. An absolutely inspiring panorama greets us behind the reception area. And from the bar side, behind the counter finished in wet-rit, wallpaper with botanical motifs looks quite inspiring too. Now we're in Salone called Timeless Perspective. It features an aesthetic that was particularly popular in the 1960s. It's the eclecticism of the affluent home, where objects from completely different eras are combined. We see some antiques, like a Baroque-style console with a now very popular Calacata viola stone. The pedestal and mirror are hand-carved, covered in gold leaf and further patinated. It really looks like a historical piece. Niels chairs, which have a Scandinavian aesthetics, complete the dining room group. With the upholstery in wine and deep burgundy tones and graphics, we're going back to the 60s. And by the way, as for Niels, this collection was expanded this year. We now have lounge chairs with high backs, which are very comfortable. The sofas that form the seating area are from the Botero collection and are made in two contrasting wine and white colors of boucle. In the middle is the Mars table, which combines polished wood, metal finishes, and of course the signature Sicis wet-rit material. And as for the wall, we see arch through which to view the toile de jouy. This is the art of engraving, which was very popular in the 18th century. So here too, different eras are combined, which is eclectic in all senses. The jouy are made in mosaics and the arches are in wet-rit in two different finishes. Sicis offers, among other things, lighting fixtures. Here is an active composition above the table from the Polo collection and an updated sconce from the same collection, but made in a different way. If the chandelier and floor lamp have glass elements in the form of a ring, then the wall lamp is just in the form of a circle which was cut out of this ring. So it is literally such a waste-free production. The U-glass columns, which were new last year, are a great way to zone the space, and we can see the next room through these columns. Through the dark lobby, we enter the Salone, Esprit Haussmannien, which draws inspiration from Parisian aesthetics of the 19th century. In the lobby there are marble mosaics, peggy Art Deco armchairs and a table, and a very expressive Fluxus console. The dining room is very eclectic as well. The centerpiece is the Philip table, which has a new tabletop shape and is also an impressive 3.5 meters long, surrounded by 60s-style lime chairs, and at the end of it we see a credenza that came to us from the 18th century called Trianon. Very interestingly decorated walls here. This is a new mosaic design that took over the technique of Grisal, which is black and white monochrome graphics with a certain color inclusions, such as accents. The mosaic itself is made using the hand-cut technique, which is the original skill of Sicis. Sicis also produces the rug that is under the table. On top of this main axis of the room continues the Andromeda chandelier, made accordingly in Art Deco style. Through the sliding doors with a very interesting partitioning, where a metal mesh is included inside the glass, we get into the living room. The main protagonists in the living room are already known Milton sofas, but in this upholstery they look almost unrecognizable. Only by the legs with vetrate inserts can they be identified. The fabric is certainly the feature of the edition, which follows the design of the trigonal mosaic presented at the Cersaia last year and created by Erzoca de Miron, a duo from the famous architectural firm. Despite the rich patterns and textures, it's quite a resistant fabric. The one on the cushions of the sofa is 50,000 martindale, which means it is quite resistant to abrasion, and even on the Termes poof is a metallic fabric that is also quite resistant, 20,000 martindale. The center of the composition is a coffee table called Alec, and in exactly the same design a side table is presented on which you can put a glass or a magazine. Well, for privacy, so to speak, and not to share a common place for sitting, you can use the Orlean armchair made in the design of Louis XV. The play of the styles doesn't end there. Opera candle lights complement the Ritz cardboard, which is very expressive, but they are not the only source of light in this room. A floor lamp serves as a representation of the Trees collection, which is one of we are familiar with. On the sides of the sofa are pieces from another era, the small peggy tables of different heights, made in style inspired by Art Deco. The living room floral dream is designed to showcase the most important novelty of 2023 in the Sicis collection, the fabrics with floral patterns. They are made in the jacquard technique and look very exquisite in this light. Very elegant look on the updated island composition of Zena sofas, and they are presented here in two variations, in the duck leather base and with the lighter version of velour base. And of course the combination of different sized chaise lounges and armchairs also looks very cool and in general shows that Zena can be individualized both in terms of upholstery as well as in terms of size and configuration. Exactly the same expressive upholstery is found on the Love Seat Prestige and on the Amaretto Lounge armchairs. Coffee tables made in the Louis XVI style complement all this seating to continue the eclectic theme. Also worth noting is the screen, which has swivel vetrate elements. Likewise, the new huge gem-around light fixtures have a vetrate panel which gives a striking marble pattern to the lights. Let's move into the presidential suite, as well as all other areas in the style of eclecticism. Everything goes together here, and everything is absolutely beautiful. First, in the dining room, the Louis table is on a cast base in a historical technique. Amaretto chairs complete the table, which also looks great with a hand-carved and hand-patinated Rococo mirror. On the contrary, in a little bit of competition or perhaps in dialogue, are items from later eras, such as a Harper mirror and the Totem console, which are more likely to refer back to the aesthetics of Art Deco. Another eye-catcher are the panels on the walls, which are new for the 2023. This is a Vetrit with a pattern of travertine and another with an animalistic design, both made in a very interesting technique. In the same technique, incidentally, are the doors to the closet, which present a storage system called Blade. By the dressing room is a bedroom with a well-known hug bed. Armadale nightstands are also very familiar because they are literally bestsellers. Two very fashionable bean-shaped sofas, which have a 1970s aesthetics, make up the living room. The design became very popular. Actually, these are really comfortable and cozy items. Here they are presented in two possible configurations, with and without chairs, that is, in asymmetrical and symmetrical versions, again in animalistic print on velour. It is worth paying special attention to how well Sicis also works with decorative cushions. They have fringes and embroidery. They are absolutely differently designed, and depending on what set of decorative pillows you choose, it will depend on how your living room will look like. You can also change this picture according to the season or your mood. This is actually the easiest way to change the decorations. Just like small pieces of furniture, they can be exchanged, moved or swapped around if you want. For example, the Pierre tables are from an earlier period, and here the large one has a Vetrit tabletop and the small ones have a natural marble. By the way, in the dining room, Louis table has a tabletop made of natural marble too. Sicis does not limit itself to using all the materials that it has in the portfolio. Similarly, the Blade storage system, in addition to being used in the dressing room, can also be used in the day area. And in this case, it has a combination of a Vetrit and natural ebony wood fronts with inserts and sides in polished brass. It looks very solid. Here we have the Oriental living room, which is a kind of reinterpretation of the Majlis, the place where serious men used to meet and discuss very important political and religious issues. The island sofa is very familiar to us, but with the addition of some Oriental cushions, the mood of the room changed radically. Just like on armchair, they added embroidery on leather and fringe corresponding to the color scheme, and everything became a little different. French consoles with marble countertops and mirrors sit nicely with Odeon floor lamps, which obviously belong to the later French Art Deco era. The company in the middle is also quite varied, yet also friendly. They are round carousel tables with metal pedestals on glass legs, and the glass here is not simple but crystal. It plays very well in the light. It neighbors different height tables with Vetrit tops called orbital. Here you should pay attention to the interesting decoration of metal rims. It's gold with unusual stains, so it plays very interestingly in the light. And a group of Hiva poofs with fringe on the bottom and a textured rims stylizing the Sicis mosaics also look wonderful on the pavone carpet. It's a best-selling pavilion tail design. Sicis' first outdoor collection, which was announced last year, is called Lipari, and in this case it is presented in the new shades of fabric along with the tables that have Vetrit tabletops in the new colors. That said, Vetrit in general is a really all-weather material. It certainly won't be threatened by any weather. You do not have to worry about the fabric either, because it has a special impregnation and actually has properties similar to truck awnings. That is, the sofas and chairs may not be removed even in winter. They are not afraid of low temperature, snow, or certainly the sun, because you will use this furniture more often in the sun. For the evening, a portable drop lamp will work great. They can be recharged, ideal to create a cozy atmosphere on your terrace. Friends, I hope you liked the eclectic Sicis collection, which they presented at the Salone in 2023, and you found a lot of inspiration for yourself to create your own beautiful project of the future house or maybe cool apartments. Sicis is suitable for any good dwelling, and you certainly deserve the best. Thank you for your attention. Bye-bye.